Slam buddy. Thought I'd jump back into Fallout 4 as I've been messing around off camera with a couple of things. And I discovered some interesting little quirks, perks, traits, whatever you want to call them, of the building system. So, I'm trying to still get the hang of the building system, so I put the original building where I put all of the beds in. And I started trying to figure out, how do you get power to a building? Because I couldn't figure out how I could power the various lights. And I found out I needed to put in these little conduits, which are under, power. Connections and switches. It's these ones here. And, they all mount in different places. Like this would mount. These mount vertically. So like you would put them on a roof, come down. And basically what it is anything that's attached to that particular section gets power. So like for example, you connect this, anything on these walls that are connected to this wall panel would get power. It doesn't seem to have a limit since this thing goes all the way around. It doesn't seem to transfer the power all the way around. This one of course you would put up here. And of course you wire them normally. But what I ended up doing as part of my experimentation, I'm not quite sure how it can really be used, but it's certainly a fun little thing, is I wired them all. I originally had them just wired to a power box for them to be always on, but I ended up, just with experimentation, wiring them to a pressure plate. If I step onto the pressure plate, all the lights turn on. Exterior lights, all that. If I step off the pressure plate, the lights go off. It's kind of neat. And I suspect if I were to do the same thing with something like... There is in here a laser tripwire. But that's part of defense. But, there's a lot of little stuff you can sort of... there it is. Laser tripwire. So, I'm thinking... One idea that might be kind of interesting. That's a switch, okay. Power conduit. So what I'm trying to do is find a switch that's triggered by a power flow. Delayed on switch. Interval switch. There, that should do it. Switches on and off repeatedly. Use the connected terminal to change the on-off intervals. Transmits power after a short delay. Use the connected terminal to change the delay. Stop transmitting power after a short delay. Use the connected terminal to change the display. Transmits power when disarmed. Let's see. I'm trying to find one that would work where, once it's good signals, it works fine. Switches on and off repeatedly. Use a connected terminal to change the on-off intervals. Transmits power briefly after cycling power 10 times. Use a connected terminal to change the max count. Just messing around with the house building, trying to figure out what kind of weird and funky stuff you can do. So attach that to there. No, 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 no. Escape, no. There we go.
Yeah.
That's working. That actually worked. Well, it worked for a while. you can see I've got a power going to this, and it's powering everything on the roof, basically. So that's not working the way we want it. Trying to build some type of automated power system where you go and it turns in and you have to turn it off by stepping on it. Let's store that one. While we're here, might as well have some more fun. Oh look, she turned it on. There, the fans are now turning. Why are you not working properly? No, no, no. Escape. There. So, step on. Fans power up. I wonder if I could do something like this. Attach the wire to the pressure plate. Attach the wire to the pressure plate. Okay, fine. Be like that. Attach the wire to the pressure plate. It just does not want to connect, does it? Alright, so can this work? No. So it's activated. But it gets its power from here. No. So you can see it's kind of tricky trying to figure out what you can get to work, but it's certainly interesting, to say the least. So then, if I activate it, that works. And if I do this, will that turn everything off? Nope. So you know, it still it's an interesting system to try and play with, but still not working out all the nuances of it. And before we go, because we can. Strobe light. Just weird random strobe lights and everything. But yeah, I thought you guys might find that interesting. A little bit of weirdness, a little bit of fun you can do with the crafting system.